In this video, we are going to go over our competitor website analysis process. And this will be the process from start to finish, from reviewing the content on our competitors' websites, their strengths, their weaknesses, backlink opportunities, and the keyword gaps in which we are going to try to use to our own advantage. Why is a competitor website analysis important? A competitor analysis is important because Google will tell us what Google likes. And what I mean by that is when we see a website in position 1 on Google for whatever term, Google is telling everyone that it likes that website for some reason, okay? And whatever that website is doing, we want to figure that out so that we can mimic it, but also improve on it. We don't want to necessarily steal everything that they're doing. We don't want to steal their content or anything like that, but we want to imitate what they are doing and then find their weaknesses so that we can pretty much exploit those and rank better than they. So website analysis is a fundamental part of an SEO campaign, and if you want to be successful with your SEO, then you cannot skip out on this. We are going to cover really 3 main areas. It's going to be the backlinks, it's going to be the competitor keywords, and it is going to be what is happening on the competitor site, which can be split into 2 sections really, which is their on-page SEO as well as their user experience. We're going to get straight away with the website that we used the other day, which was Plumber, Watford, Hertfordshire. This is just a random website I built as an example for these videos. And I am going to, first of all, in my little checklist that I have on the sheet, I need to find and analyze my competitors using just a very simple table. I can add up to, 100 competitors if I want, but you really don't need to. The top 3 or 4 competitors are fine. So how do I find those competitors? And that's a really good question. You find your competitors by typing in what you believe your clients are typing in to find your business. So for instance, I am going to open Google and I'm going to type plumbers in Watford. All right. And actually, I'm going to type in plumbers in Watford, and I need to make sure that I'm in Watford, UK, and not Watford, US, wherever that is. Am I outside of London? All right, so this is making sure that this is giving me the correct ones. So, plumbers in Watford, and I'm going to scroll past all this sponsored, okay, or this one's sponsored, but these ones aren't. And I'm going to find my top competitors. Now, this is a local business search, which means that my website probably isn't going to be ranking as well as my Google business profile. But this is for the sake of example here. I can see that I have Plumber Watford from plumberwatford.net, which is your affordable local plumber. So let's check this guy out really quick and just make sure that this person is in the UK. We can see that, yes, they are actually in Watford, and brilliant. So I have my first competitor. I'm going to copy this URL. I'm going to put it into my spreadsheet here. And I am going to start looking into what does this site look like. Now, this site is very professional. It has a picture of the guy on it, which is brilliant. Let's see if it's actually the same guy. It's definite. It could be, or it could not be. So this must be him, because here he is. Yes. All right, so it has a picture of him. I don't know why they have these weird, terrible AI photos, but that's not the point. We can see that immediately it has EEAT, so we can see that it has authority, it has trust, we can see the picture of the guy, we can see that it has the phone numbers, the address, it has the social profiles. It really shows that this site is set up well. So I can come back into here and I can say, so strengths, 1, connected with socials, good imagery, etc. These are all things that user experience and content that Google favors in comparison to my website that I don't even think it shows anyone. It doesn't show anyone. There's no picture of a plumber on this site anywhere, I think. Even on the About page, I'm not sure if we actually have a plumber on there. We don't. So how do they know who we are? People normally buy from a familiar person, from a friendly face. So these people have it, right? They know what they are doing. And we can see that they have very clear call to actions. Call us now. Call us now. At the top, you can email. although it's not clickable, I think it should be. And we can go through and see that it also walks you through, like toilet repairs, has all the services on the homepage. And I can just note all this down. So I can say in my analysis here, services on homepage. 3 clear CTAs and on. And then what I do is I move to the weaknesses or the opportunities. This could even be a threat. Threats, weaknesses, opportunities. But anyway, this is a SWOT analysis if you're not familiar with the business terminology. And so I can then go to the weaknesses and I can say, all right, what do I think is weak about this? A, their about page sucks, but that has nothing to really do with SEO. I'm not sure that they have any weaknesses in comparison to us because our site is pretty plain, pretty straightforward, right? But I can fill those weaknesses in if I want to. And in this process, I just repeat it over and over again. I can see that there's a lot of content on here, lots of content, links to articles, several CTAs. These two guys here that's just a rough picture. They have links to all their services. Oh yeah, they are real people. It's just really bad pictures. I'm dogging on these people. Their site looks way better than my demo site does. They have clear reviews on the homepage, which are things that we have, but they're actually real. I don't know that we want a leave feedback button on the homepage. I think that could get you into some trouble. And then they even have FAQs, right? Very clear FAQs. They have tons and tons of stuff on here. The footer is strong, links to all their main pages. It's a good, solid site. No wonder this site is at the top of Google because it's a great site. I note all this down, right? I take notes of all of this so that I understand, okay, this is what Google expects. Okay, this is a first position site. And now let's move to another one. So MJ services. Oh, and you can focus on the keywords too, right? So like plumbers and heating engineer in Watford. They're using the word plumber, but they're also using the word heating engineer. Okay. I don't know why specifically, but maybe that's a keyword thing. Maybe that they just wanted to use it. So MJ as services. Oh, and also know that these are home pages, okay? These are not service pages. These are home pages. So when I type in the keyword plumbers in Watford, home pages show up. All right, and now again, same thing, okay? So this guy has all the same thing that the other guy has. We've got a good quote. He talks about, or get a quote, talks about boilers, talks about mobile cell, or it gives you the mobile and the cell, has a picture of him right on it, has a picture of him in several different aspects of his job, has his services on the home page, and notice, so it has lots of brands that he's connected with, a map, you can contact him. Notice though he doesn't have reviews on his homepage. I would almost wonder as an SEO, what would happen if you put a list of your reviews on your homepage to add on to that EEAT? I don't know what would happen. But anyway, so I'm going to then again, I'm going to go through, I'm going to mention like what's in the header 1. So plumber in Watford, that's his header 1. It's pretty clear. Boiler service, repairs and installations in Watford, St. Albans, Bournemouth. Okay, his H2, I'm assuming this is an H2 if I inspect this. His supporting keyword has areas or different regions, different cities around Watford. And this is a solid site, right? I think it looks pretty good. It's not designed the way that I would design it. I think it's very basic, but it works. And it's got him onto number 2. So who am I to say anything? So I'm going to add that in here and I'm going to make more notes. Okay. I'm going to say, here's one of his weaknesses. No reviews on the homepage and see services on the homepage. And then we're also going to just mention things like the headers, the keywords, anything that you can see that these people are doing. Okay. Even the amount of content on the page can be helpful. I want to know how much content Google needs to see on that page, right? To rank it with the competitors. So all those details come back to a strong performing page. And if you skip out on those details, and that's why SEO is very much a science, right? You have to test different things, but you want to hit all the basics first that Google is telling you to hit. Where are the keywords? How is it structured? Are you meeting the EEAT? Do you have enough content? Do you have specific imagery of yourself? Do you have those reviews? Whatever those points are that we are discussing. And I just keep filling in those things so that when I come back to my website later on to optimize it, I know what actions I need to take. So let's find a third one just for fun. We'll go back to our Google search and I'll find another one, which will be HTS. That's number 3. And these guys, again, we have clear call to actions. We have book a visit. We have reviews. We have pictures of the guys. I wonder if it's them. I don't know. Let's see. Sure is, right? So we have pictures of the guys. We have all their services. We have, and actually what's really great about these guys is that they highlight pain point. Are you cold? Is your water running slow? Are you blocked? Is something leaking? So they don't just target the service, which is faulty boilers or cold radiators, but they target specifically the pain point, which is a brilliant marketing tactic. It's exactly what you should be doing. They also have their reviews. They also have connections or links to the brands that they work with. You have a get your quote. You have all of these aspects of a strong performing website, and it's all here on this page. I'm not a big fan of this guy down here. Move me out of the way. Look at this, 2024, somebody's slacking. It's almost 2026, but they're still doing pretty well. I think a little TLC on this site and they could actually probably jump up to number 1. And so we're going to save this one as our third competitor. And I'm going to do the same thing. Maybe this is all the same notes, right? Maybe they all have the same notes and I'm just checking anyway, but at least it gives me a clear idea of what I need to do. If there's anything else I want to add, I can add into this notes tab over here, but I can say that we are now done. So the next step is, what tools do we use to analyze our competitors? Now there's loads of tools out there. There's Ahrefs, there's Screaming Frog, there's SE ranking. There's tons of auditing tools out there. The one that I use though is Semrush. I've always used Semrush. I love Semrush. It gets a lot of crap from other SEOs for random reasons, but I'm a big Semrush person. And what we are going to use is Semrush to run a backlink gap analysis. So basically what this tool is going to do is it's going to tell me what links my site has and what links all my competitors have. And it will show me where I need to be getting links, where my competitors have links, and maybe what links I have that they don't have. Because I want to get those links. Wherever these guys have links from, I want to get them. They obviously work because it's given them plenty of authority. So I'm going to add me, and then I'm going to add my 3 competitors, and we are going to figure this out really quick. I'm just going to add the competitors from here. I'll close out of these guys. I don't need them. That's not a competitor. All right, so now you can see here's our column in the middle. We have no links that all our competitors have. And then here are our top competitors. And we can sort this out. Like, we don't need to find all their links. Look at this, conference.delhi, India, or like purpleelephant.us. Some of these are just absurd. So we sort these by our authority score. And authority score is basically like a domain rating, or Semrush's version of domain authority, but we can see that, look at where these links are coming from. Yale.com, the Hertfordshire Mercury, Europages, Free Index. So many of these are like citations, they're index sites, construction.co.uk. And we can see that the one that has really the most in these big sites is plumberwatford. And guess who is number 1 on the search, or on the SERPs? Good to know. This is really good to know. I need to know what sites to get my site on. So I'm actually going to export this to an Excel or a CSV, doesn't really matter. And I'll save that there, where I will then open it. And I'm going to copy that into this tab. So go to Semrush, and we're going to get that data. And then we're going to analyze each backlink and select which type it is. So is it going to be a citation? Is it a blog? How are we going to take these actions? And we can leave notes if we want. So first of all, we're going to check that because that is what we have done. I'm going to open up Excel here. I'm going to see. Now this is set up so that you can literally just copy paste it straight from Semrush. All you need to do is copy straight across. So we have our domain. I'm just going to copy this down. I'm not sure how many there are. There's 162. So Command C, Command Shift V. Perfect. And then I have our site and up to 4 competitors. Technically, we only have 3 competitors. Either way, we're going to then scroll all the way down with matches and everything. So if there's any site that we're on that matches, then there we will show up. So let me copy that really quick. Control C. Wait. I only have 3 instead of 4. So we're just going to expand this to make my life a little bit easier here. Okay, we have ours, and then on our matches, we'll leave there as well, just because. All right, so here's what it looks like when we transfer everything across. Now, the reason that I put it in this table is so that we could sort through these very specifically, so that we could sort through these, and we could say, all right, who has the most links here? Who has the most links here? Whatever else. Now, I can see that plumberwatford.net has lots of links, so if we sort this from Z to A, we can see that constructionlondon.co.uk is a big one, Yell, Why Wonder, Plumbers Up, Construction, and so we can see that 2 sites are actually on this one, and then the rest of them seem, I know there's a few that are on there. These 3 are all on there except for us, which is getwebsiteworth.com. Okay. And I'm just going to go through and I'm going to say, all right, so constructionlondon.com, what is this? That's blocked because I am currently in Spain, and apparently I am not allowed on that site when I am in Spain. And I don't have a VPN on right now. So let's do, we all know what Yell is, and none of these guys are on Yell. Let's do Why Wonder? We wonder? We know what Yell is. So Yell is something that we need to take action on, right? We need to do that, but we'll talk about actions in a minute. We'll say that Yell is a citation for sure. Again, not allowed on here. How weird. Something about Vodafone. Oh, but anyway, we go through each one of these sites and we say, all right, I want to see what this site is. So this citations site, for sure, it's a directory. We're looking for builders. We're looking for plumbers. We're looking for whatever. And I just go through and I say, all right, so this is a citation. Construction.co.uk is a citation. I know that Bizify is a citation. And this just gives me the plan of what I need to do for link building. It shows me these are the sites they're on. So obviously we need citations. Our top sites linked in here are citations. And it gives me a direction of where to go. Some might be blogs, some might be a guest post or something like that that I actually need to reach out to. But then once I'm done with all of this, I can then go over and start setting statuses. For instance, this one, europages.fr or europages.it. I'm pretty sure that this is some type of directory, but I don't need to be in Europages France, do I? So I know it's a directory, I know it's a citation, but I don't need to act on it because I don't need to be there. So I can click, it's not applicable to me. And I can click action on the things that are worth actioning. Maybe this one's worth actioning, maybe this one is worth actioning, whatever else. And this gives me a general idea of my direction in which I need to take my backlinks, right? So we've wrapped up our backlinks and we now know exactly where we need to go with them. The last step is going to be the keyword gap analysis. So I'm going to come back over to my checklist and I'm just going to check off that I've done this. I've analyzed the list and now I am going to use the keyword backlink, you know, the keyword gap analysis. So keyword gap right here, I'm going to click on that and it's already got my sites in here. So I don't need to worry about really anything. I can see that, oh, how sad, Plumber, Watford, Hertfordshire. We recommend that you exclude this domain from your research or select more relevant because my domain is really... So here I am, right? And I am ranking for... I'm not ranking for any of these, apparently. And we can see that obviously ours, these three that are going here. Plumber Watford, Plumbers in Watford, and Plumbers Watford. So I'm just going to click on this All tab so that I can just see all of these ranking keywords. Now, I'm pretty sure that at one point in time, Plumber, Watford, Hertfordshire did at least have one keyword, but I can now see, here is my list of ranking keywords, here is my list, and I can actually see, okay, here's my volume, here's my difficulty, the CPC is all this right here, and so I'm actually just gonna export this list to a Excel or a CSV, whatever you wanna do, and I'm going to put this into my spreadsheet. So just go through this checklist, it's super easy right here, and again, I'm just going to copy the data across. Now, this will give me from the sites, competitor 1, competitor 2, it'll give me the volume, the difficulty. Okay, so I just fill all this stuff in here, and then we can analyze everything in our own sheet. It makes it very easy. So now that I have copied everything across, I can see my target keywords here on the left. Let's move me out of the way. I can see the target keywords on my left, the boiler repair in Watford, plumbers in St. Albans, which is right next to Watford, plumber Watford. I can start highlighting these keywords and saying, yes, this is a keyword I want. Yes, this is a keyword I want. And this makes it super easy for me to know these are the keywords that I need to look for. These are the terms people are typing. This is what my competitors are ranking for. So All I do, typically, this is just me. You can have your own method, really, whatever you want to do. I just highlight the row on kind of this casual green here, and I go from there. So somebody says a plumber in St. Albans. I'm in Watford. I'm nearby. I can do St. Albans. Or drain unblocking. Fantastic. They're mentioning one of my services. I'll click on that. Or electricians. Maybe I'm an electrician too. I don't know. Okay, and this will also show me, the benefit of this is this will also show me the pages in which each keyword is ranking for. Because remember, a site does not rank for a keyword, a page ranks for a keyword. Looking at these, I can see that plumber on Watford, their 3 home pages are ranking for it. Actually, ooh, even look at this. This is actually not a home page. This is a sub page, something I should know. And so essentially I just go through and I highlight the keywords that actually make sense. Many of these might not make any sense. For instance, drain lateral. Okay, that's not mentioning a service. I think it's a type of drain or something like that. I don't need that. Don't even need to worry about it. Whatever. And I just go through and I can say, all right, I'm actioning this one for sure. I'm going to action this one for sure. I'm going to action this one for sure. And I send all of these to my keyword research plan, which comes a step after this. So summarizing all of this is the standard how you audit a competitor's website. Remember, we go over 3 main things. We check their on-site, so we check their strengths, we check their weaknesses, we check everything that they're doing. We want to imitate that, right? And we make notes of those things so that we can pass that to our developers, or we can edit that on our sites ourselves, whatever that might look like to you, and we action those points. Then we move to our backlink gap, because backlinks build authority, and backlinks are very important. And we pull it right in from Semrush, whatever other tool you use, and go through and check the backlinks. Okay, we need to action this one. We need this citation. We need that citation. Citations are the best. They're easy wins. You can get them like that, either doing them yourself or for a very low cost. And then the last one is the keyword gap analysis, where you compare, all right, what are my competitors ranking for? Here are their keywords. What pages are those attributed to? And what keywords in that list do I want to target myself? If you have found this helpful, I have created a spreadsheet that is in the description below. Just click on that link and you can get access to everything that I just showed you in this video to help you complete your competitor analysis. Also, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you found this information helpful. And that ties it up for the competitor website analysis.